Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, my hoppy friends! I'm Santa Claus, the original jolly old brewmaster, and I'm coming to you live on the High Gravity Podcast with Johnny Orange, Daryl, and Jim. Taking a break from the toy workshop, I want to talk about a festive topic that's been brewing for centuries: Christmas beer. So, grab your favorite beer mug and settle in, because we're taking a trip back in time to explore the history of Christmas beer. It all began in the medieval monasteries of Europe during the fasting period of Advent. The OG homebrewers, the monks, brewed hearty ales with spices like coriander, cardamom, and cloves to make their liquid bread special for the holiday season. Now picture yourself in the enchanting medieval era, where knights were valiant and mythical creatures danced in the shadows. The Vikings, bold seafarers, celebrated the winter solstice with a grand feast known as Jule, brewing a special ale to coax back the sun during the longest nights. They created a concoction of wonder that rivaled the magic of the season itself. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, where brewing Christmas beer became a legal decree in many corners of the world. Neglecting to brew a holiday ale could land you in quite the festive conundrum. The art of brewing and a sprinkle of good-natured folly converged as these festive elixirs were shared generously among neighbors, kin, and even bestowed as heartwarming gifts. Jump a few centuries ahead, and Christmas beer became part of the wider European brewing tradition. Brewers crafted special batches for Yuletide celebrations, often with a higher alcohol content to warm hearts on chilly winter nights. These high-gravity ales earned the nickname winter warmers because, well, they warmed you up from the inside out. And let's not forget the Scandinavian tradition of julebryg. In Denmark, Christmas beer releases are a big deal. The first barrel is tapped at precisely 8:59 p.m. on the first Friday in November, and it's an unofficial national holiday, a country collectively celebrating the release of a festive brew. Now that's the spirit. Moving into the 19th century, brewers added seasonal ingredients like cinnamon, nutmeg, and orange peel to their Christmas creations, mirroring the flavors of the season in their brews. Fast forward to the craft beer revolution of the late 20th century. Microbreweries and homebrewers experimented with bold and innovative Christmas beer recipes, throwing in unconventional ingredients like chocolate, coffee, and chili peppers. It was a Christmas party for the taste buds. And here we are today, my beer-loving friends, with a smorgasbord of Christmas brews to choose from. From spiced ales to decadent stouts, there's something for every palate. So, this holiday season, remember to leave a little something special for Santa by the fireplace. And no, I'm not talking about milk. That wraps up this festive history lesson. Thanks to Johnny Orange, Daryl, and Jim for having me on the High Gravity Podcast. Remember to spread cheer, good beer, and enjoy the holiday season responsibly. Ho, 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 and stay frothy, my friends.
You know, we're always terrible at starting these off, too. Normally, we just start talking and it just rolls into it.
Wait, don't turn the channel. You've tuned into High Gravity.
The show where we talk about beer, brewing, and whatever else.
Where the only thing we take seriously is the next round.
So grab a glass.
Fill it with something cold.
And enjoy the show. So when the podcast listener listens to it, it's like already just started. We're talking about something into it.
That's smart.
So that's what I'm going to do here again, like right now.
We just already jumped into it.
Yeah.
So podcast is already going.
I had no idea when he started the last one.
I didn't either.
I was like 15 minutes in before I was like, oh, I guess we're recording.
Well, I was waiting the way he was telling the story, like, all right, we started.
Yeah. I keep it fluid. It's more fun. Catches you off guard. That's when you tell the good stories.
Yeah. You don't want to spend too much time preparing for anything anyway.
Exactly.
You might as well just get the ball moving.
Exactly.
Yeah, so with that said, we have a special guest joining us today. The first guest on the podcast here.
Welcome.
Will you introduce yourself?
Hi.
I am a little bit. Yes.
What are you cats introducing? Maybe feel like because for instance, it must sound weird that I'm even on this thing. So they're like, why am I? Hi, I'm Chillian Thomas. That's my name. They asked me to introduce myself.
We can turn the heat up.
They didn't remember my full name, so that's why I've just realized that they wouldn't have known how to pronounce Chillian.
Well, it's because we drink high gravity beer and have very limited memory.
I love it. And it's impressive. You're getting drunk and you're operating all the equipment right there. So
Consummate professional.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had another show I did for 3 years with a friend of mine. It was about four-wheel drive and off-road show called Wheelin', but we did an after show after that, which is pretty much just us getting lit and telling all the stories we didn't want anyone to know. It was available
You
on
should have
Patreon.
called it drunk driving.
We called it the end of the trail, so we kept it themed with off-roading. Typically during, off-roading, you're not supposed to be drinking. Responsible off-roading. But when you hit the end of the trail, you're at camp, get fucked up.
But as we mentioned in what we're going to assume at this point will be the previous episode was the comedy show that we had last night. Even though this will air a little bit later, Chillian was the comedian that was entertaining us, and it was a fantastic show.
And we got him to come out this week, which is amazing.
Yeah, he made it all the way here.
He regained consciousness and came back. I like it.
Oh, thank you. Did you enjoy yourself? Did you?
I had a great time.
I don't remember any of it.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like you had a great time.
I was having a good time. It was a wonderful time. I will say that.
Yeah.
As I said, I wish I could. And it was all recorded, so I will watch it and relive it. I was getting, I'll tell you this. I was just telling Daryl, like those beers got me up. Like there was no thinking. Yeah, there was no thinking up there. I was just up on stage,
So
I was
what
like,
beer
where's the
was it?
jitters? There was no jitter. Like there was no jitter because I was just too drunk. I was just like, okay, now I'm up here now talking.
Well, first of all, you're not much of a beer drinker to begin with.
I'm not. No, I'm a lightweight. I'm a super lightweight.
And so one of our first episodes, we talked about a beer for our high gravity.
Yep.
And that's what you were drinking nonstop through the whole night.
That's what it was. Okay,
SOB.
Yeah.
Great
Great drink. I just wish I could. Is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
It's a good drink because it's a beer, but it tastes like a cocktail almost.
Little bourbon.
Yeah, like a bourbon. It's because it's aged in as you said. That's what
Elijah Creek
only thing I
barrel.
remember from last night is the details of that drink.
Well, I remember you went to end your show there about 4 or 5 times. All right, I got to end it, and you would start your next set.
That's a Michigan goodbye. Nice.
That's right. Well,
So
speaking
you mentioned
of
this
beer,
is
mine's
being
empty.
recorded. Is this something that's going to be posted somewhere for others here, or it's just for your own reference?
Oh, the show last night.
Yeah.
You probably want to see. I'm doing a stream of shows.
Okay.
So last night was fun as hell, and it actually because I got a show on Wednesday at the Ann Arbor Comedy Club. What's it called? I don't know. I'm drunk. I'm swear to God.
Still drunk from last night.
It's the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. It's the comedy club in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'll be performing there. So the day before Thanksgiving, it's a big holiday show.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
Gotcha.
with that being said,
Well, this airs after that, so
It's okay.
we can't invite people to it.
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I think maybe I was just inviting the 3 of you to be real. So
Oh,
there
well,
you go.
thank you.
Hey, it's the biggest bar night of the year too, so everyone's going to be there having a great
It's gonna
time.
be insane.
But I'm off work and I'm off both days. That actually might be. I'd love to go.
Come on out. I don't even remember what the question was. Was it going to be
Me neither.
recorded? So.
I was going to. Is there somewhere people can
We'll give
listen?
you some
to
clips. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
throw you some clips. We'll go through there for the.
Well,
I think it'll be
for
dope
you,
for the bar.
where could people listen to you?
Oh,
Hear
for
your,
myself.
aside from just coming to your local Starr Craft brewery in Richmond, Michigan, where could people hear you, listen to you, kind of follow along with your career?
My YouTube probably. I would suggest my YouTube. I'm going to be doing more with that, or my I got that Instagram and the IG, the Instagram and Facebook, all that jazz.
So
but
what's
it's
your
gonna be
handles on there?
It's Chillian Thomas. Everything's
Okay.
Chillian. Chillian Thomas. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be.
Thank you for spelling that. I
the
wouldn't
most.
guess
Yeah,
it.
it's okay. Trust me. I already know. You have your name fucked up enough.
Yeah.
I misspell it sometimes. So it's all
I
right.
feel bad that we
John.
brought you on in such a state and we're over here just absolute
love it.
alcoholics.
I don't feel bad at all. This is great.
This is wonderful. Talk to me about the beers that we can talk comedy all day long.
Oh, yeah.
You can find me on. You can search me just by my name, but I'm doing a lot of stuff with my YouTube right now. So anything that I'm going to be doing notably, did I say that right? Will be on my YouTube until they find some other.
We can drop
platform for
links
us
to his
go on.
socials and shit on the podcast page, right?
Oh
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay,
Someone
there
will
you go.
just we can. share all that.
Good,
I mean,
wonderful.
I can because none of y'all are on social media.
Yeah. No.
Now let's get drunk again, everybody.
I'm in. All right, I like that segue. So today's going to be a little bit of a theme. We've got 2 different beers from Rogue Brewing, out of was it Oregon? You say it was Portland?
Ashland, Oregon.
Ashland.
It said. Yep, Ashland, Oregon.
There is only Portland. That's the only place in Oregon. Everyone knows that.
Skull and crossbones on it. It looks like.
We're kind of sticking with the seasonal theme.
Nice.
We're going to be starting with Rogue's Pumpkin Patch Ale.
I'm excited.
Ale brewed with Rogue Farm pumpkins.
I love it.
Were
Dedicated
they,
to
like-
farmers
I love it.
and fermenters, created with pumpkins grown at Rogue Farms in Independence, Oregon. Fresh pumpkin are picked, loaded on our truck, driven immediately 77 miles to our brewery in Newport, Oregon, quickly roasted and pitched into a kettle. Brewed with 15 ingredients. Rogue Dream Pumpkins. Dream Pumpkins, okay. Rogue Farms Dare, I don't know what that is. Risk, and
That's a board
Carafa, Crystal. Yeah, who cares about the
What are
recipe? Let's
dream
drink.
pumpkins?
What do pumpkins dream of? Do pumpkins dream?
It's like that song.
wonder how
what,
they taste.
What do
We're gonna see.
tigers dream of? I remember seeing a song about that in a movie once.
I don't know. I don't.
All right, let's hear the pop.
I've given up on tigers after the Tiger King. All right, here we go.
Yes.
Yeah, you're getting better.
Yeah. I've never opened a beer before, guys. This is my first time.
Soundtrack to alcoholism. Let's get it, everybody. It's a joke. It's a
Damn
joke.
right.
Extreme hobbyists.
These guys don't get, no, this is.
We don't get drunk.
Oh, you
we
cannot
enjoy
say
our
I don't
hobby.
get drunk. Trust me. I'm
Here
gonna
we go.
pass that to
Don't
one
get
of you
another-
guys for Phillies.
Another pour sound here.
Yeah, buddy.
I like how everybody's quiet for the sounds. It's beautiful.
You'd be amazed. This was a learned thing. We like what 6 episodes in now, and he's getting it.
I like it. I'm trying to I'm trying to get the feel of things. I'm watching you individuals. I'm like, okay. So it's also education. as
Oh, yeah.
well.
We're still trying to get the feel of it.
Yeah. And education is actually a big part of it because we like
yeah.
to talk about,
It's
brewing.
the second
and
mantra of our
Nice.
show: beer, brewing, and bullshit.
I'm only here to drink, so I really don't care what else we
Love
talk
it.
about.
And it's not
my
a bad idea
God,
that you have a person that doesn't drink that much on your show too,
yeah.
because and now I can give like the I don't know, the
It's got a nice smell. It smells like pumpkin pie, like roasted pumpkin.
Johnny's face says it all.
I kind of like it. It's super subtle.
Now, when you're tasting, give me your tasting techniques. How are you like? What are you doing? Because I see some swirling happening.
Yeah,
here.
you're wanting to look at color first. I mean, there's not much. You can kind of see cloudiness or translucence when you're looking at it.
This is for the audience. See,
Yeah, they can see
Biggest
it.
thing you want to smell it. So you'll see what is actually very important: the shape of the glass. What that's to do is as the kind of effervescence is kind of putting some of those smell particles in the air, because I don't remember the technical words for this.
He's a lot smarter than I thought.
Is he?
I gotta give him
So
some credit.
you're looking at it, you swirl it a little bit that helps kind of get those mixed, and then you're actually literally, I mean, you put your nose almost into the glass
like the
when you smell it. So that's the nose. So that's going to be what you're smelling, and you can note different things. Like I smell the pumpkin very heavily with that.
Yeah.
I don't smell a lot of spice initially.
It's not really spicy, which I like because I don't really like a really bold,
Yeah.
spicy pumpkin ale. Like,
Yeah.
I think mostly I'm just not a big fan of like clove or
See,
star anise.
and that's where you get me.
so-
I love pumpkin beer when it's pumpkin. Pumpkin spice, kiss my ass. I don't like it because the spices overpower the pumpkin. For me, that's all I'm getting on this. I'm actually very disappointed in this because when I taste it,
Yeah, I get like all pumpkin. I don't really get a lot of spice.
It's
Just
a
very
lot of
subtle.
pumpkin. That's what
Yeah.
I was trying to say. I like
there
actually,
is, and so it's sitting there. And there is just something in it I don't much like. I don't know what it is.
It's
tastes-
the dream pumpkin.
Daryl's got two
So
beers.
when you're tasting, there are a couple different techniques.
Okay.
And I actually learned this one from a friend of mine. So a swig is not the best term. You want to take a little bit and almost suck that in at one time so it hits your tongue evenly. Because if you sip slowly, it's going to hit different parts of your tongue, so different taste buds. are in different areas of your tongue.
He is smart, guys. You see that? Or at least very well versed on alcohol, and I like this.
I wasn't listening.
It's okay.
He practices a lot.
So how do you? Okay, so when you're so just like a small.
Just take a little sip. Just a little bit. And
Yeah.
basically
Swallow.
that.
Don't spit.
Yep, you want that to hit your tongue
If
all
I had
at the
$1.
same time. So that's going to give you the most unbiased opinion. Because if you sip slowly, it's going to hit those different taste buds. It's going to react differently when your brain
Understood.
processes what's hitting your tongue.
Ah.
So from there, then you can kind of sip slower. You can break it down a little bit more, feel what's in it. So when the glasses get lower, you'll see we'll hold them like that and swirl them. That's actually warming the beer a little bit. So you can take this ice cold, drink it. You can give it a full analysis. Wait 20 minutes, take the same glass, the same beer. It could taste like a completely different beer.
Yeah, I think this beer actually tastes a little better not ice cold. I think ice cold it would be a little more like bitter and kind of, I don't want to say acrid.
Suppressed flavors, at least.
Yeah. Well, I know CO2 can lock out flavor. And the colder the beer is, the more CO2 it's going to hold in suspension.
And that's what I like about beer, but I like carbonation.
Well, that's why like a lot of the macro American beers are, well, beers that shall not be named, are carbonated so highly and meant to be served just ice cold. Because, I mean, if you've had a cheap beer warm, it tastes fucking awful.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because the beer does
It's
taste
awful.
awful. But
It's bad
that's
beer.
why they keep them cold and carbonated, because you're not meant to sit there and sip it. You're meant to just fucking slam them.
Where will malt liquor fall in the category here?
Liquor.
It's high gravity.
Okay. Is it
We've got a malt liquor in the backlog. The Christmas, what was it called? Saint Nick or some
Sammy
shit.
Claus.
Oh, the Santa Claus. Yep.
Yeah,
That's a malt liquor beer.
It's a malt liquor from Austria.
That might be the next podcast we do.
Yeah, we'll have to try it.
Word? Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we should do like a King Cobra episode. You know, maybe.
That's what I'm talking about.
I bonged a 40 of that once.
There you go.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh, it was
I
disgusting.
want to be
I
invited.
couldn't taste
I
it,
want to be
thankfully.
invited back to the 40-ounce episode.
That's right, dude. I would love to do a 40-ounce episode when we do
All right,
40s.
episode
I'll be ready.
40. We'll do 40.
Yeah, I'm in.
Great idea.
And you got to drink that shit out of the bag too. Like if you take that bag keeps it cold, man. Like it's
like that.
insulation.
Oh, we're gonna call it a blind tasting. Everyone's gonna
Everyone
get
gets
a
a brown
40
bag?
in a
Okay,
brown
but it's
bag.
different.
I already know what I'm going to end up
I'm in.
with. The beer we do not name or talk about.
That's
No,
gotta
we
be
would
high
never
gravity. It's
go
gotta be
that
malt liquor.
blasphemy. But here's the thing: a limit of $8.
Okay.
You can get a lot of beer for $8 in
We can go to
40-ounce
$5.
format. I mean, that used to be the play though in
yeah.
college. Like 40 ounces, like you'd just sit on the porch in the student ghetto and drink friggin' 40
We tried that
ounces.
a couple times in my circles, but it was so bad. So the 48. I don't remember if I talked about this on a episode already. Well, you haven't heard the story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm redneck, party individual.
No, not you.
Oh yes, and damn proud of it. Thank
But you wouldn't be able to tell just off looking at them.
No,
I
he's
wouldn't
too
stare-
handsome.
I
He's
wouldn't
too
stare
If you
handsome.
see
you
my
as a
Jeep,
redneck.
you would know.
Understood. Okay. All right.
It's four
So-
different colors.
Understood.
It's like 6. Thank you. And it's a Johnny
Sorry.
Cash Jeep. It's everything from 83 to 2002 of Jeep
I'm
Cherokee,
sorry.
I
Grand
got
Cherokee,
it
Jeep
one
Ring.
piece at a time.
I'm sorry I
It
doubted
cost
you.
me a dime.
You.
Anyways.
You made me a believer. You
So-
are a redneck.
There's a little context for you.
Oh yeah, he's a redneck. There you go, guys. Honestly, I didn't even know what a red. I think I didn't like. It's one of those things when I seen it, I exactly knew what the hell it was.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Jeff Foxworthy, isn't that?
Oh yeah,
with you?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So we were out drinking at my buddy's house. A friend of ours is home from Georgia Tech, so a college level drinker here.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to race drink we do out there, and he had a 24 ounce of Blue Light. I'm like, I'll race you, but I'm out of beer. My buddy goes, I got a 40 King Cobra in the trunk. I'm like, get it and get the beer bong. So it took 2 people. I mean, it filled this entire beer bong up. Took 2 people to hold it. I took a knee. He keyed it open or cut it open, and we got ready. I had somebody count it down, and we raced, and I beat him. I bonged a 40 King Cobra faster than he could shotgun a 24.
Johnny can open his throat really well.
I actually don't do that.
We've
I'm
seen it.
actually chugging it.
Oh man. Well, we have seen him do the yard.
Well,
Yeah,
Straight
yeah.
here.
when you really want to drink, like
I
you know what I'm
can
trying to
speed
say,
drink, yeah.
then it's not a real competition. You know what I mean? Like for instance,
I've had people that have kept up. I've had like 3 or 4 people that have kept up.
But you seem like you enjoy.
I do. I've slowed down the last couple of years. I don't speed drink too much anymore. No, I never did it to the point of throwing up.
You still can, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know he
So,
can.
have you seen anybody do that yard of ale glass here?
What's
The yard, that big
Tall glass. That's a drinking
50
glass.
ounces of
big
beer.
tall skinny glass on the wall.
Yeah, it's like 36 or 48. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll show you.
You talking about this right here?
Yeah, the
it's
really big
yard.
tall one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on the shelf. So the previous record was held by
kinda light-
Mr. Darrow here at 28
What kind of
seconds.
light beer saber is that you got over there?
Did you want to try it?
I'm not going to be drinking for another 3 years, but let's hear it.
We broke him. First episode, we broke him. So that glass was actually brought by Mr. Gary, a regular here. That one came from a family member of his. I think he said from Germany in like the 60s.
Yep, same guy that said he was going to take your wallet last night.
He actually took
Gary.
it too. He caught me outside.
That's awesome.
I'm still looking for him. So
We know where he lives.
He'll be back here today.
nice.
So so the previous record was held by Darrow, and everyone. I was probably relatively new here still, so they hadn't
Daryl
quite
had
seen
the
what I can do.
previously held record in his own bar.
50 ounces, 28 seconds.
Is there nothing's nefarious here? Nobody's playing around with the vote counts or
Nope,
anything
nope,
like
nope.
that back here? No insider
I've got
trade.
video
What's
of
going
me.
on inside?
I'm not at liberty to say.
So
I'm under NDA.
I am disappointed in my number, but I beat him. It's timed 15 seconds.
You got to knock it all down by 15. Wait, that
Oh,
was
To
your
beat
record.
my record is
ounces.
15 seconds to do that entire thing.
I haven't touched it since. I'm so disappointed and upset.
And he won't let me try to beat my own number.
15 seconds.
And I haven't tried it because I'll throw up.
What's the Guinness?
If you try it today, though, you don't have to go bowling.
No, she'll still make me go bowling. She'll just be like, she's like, you puked, right? I'm like, well, yeah. It's 6, so then you're sober. Let's
So
go.
you lie.
Hey guys, I got another beer pun. So does that put you in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Let's turn it into that kind of show.
I actually
know.
appreciate that. I actually like that.
Okay, because before
a
you
good
hate
one, yeah.
before you hate on it, you are a beer podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So I know it sounds cheesy, but if it was cheesy, you would have said that at some point. The Guinness Book of World
Oh,
Records.
at some point, I'm sure, yeah.
Have you said it? I need to know if I'm the first one to come up with the cheesy Guinness
Yes.
beer.
Yeah, here,
I'll give
yes.
you credit for that.
Thank you. Can I be in the Guinness Book of World Records for making the Guinness Book of World Records beer joke?
I don't
Being
know,
the
you'd
first
have
to,
to-
you understand? Do you get what
I
I'm
need
saying?
another beer.
I'm following
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So
Does someone understand what that meant?
I appreciate it.
Because I'm sober, so I don't know.
I'm getting there.
So I actually have a record that is not me personally. It was a group effort. So this is a few years ago. So I'm a scuba diver.
Okay.
And we were at a rock quarry in Ohio, and this was over a year in planning. We tried to set the world record for most number of divers submerged at one time in the same body of water. We would,
After the Titanic.
I like this guy. This is my level of humor. Well, they weren't scuba. So.
Oh, okay, understood.
Yeah.
That was the
not
problem.
not
That was the name,
intentionally.
sure.
I think that was. Yeah.
No, I can't make that one a good conscience yet. So
Yeah,
Moving on.
too soon to make Titanic joke, guys. You know, it's only been 110 years.
We had 755 people that showed up. There were over 150 people that paid for an entry for the event that didn't show up. So we would have had the record. However, we did make the record for most number of divers in cold water. So we set the world record for that. And because we didn't initially apply for that, we had to send in video of it. And it's pretty cool. My parents came, so this was in Ohio. My parents actually came down for the day, and they recorded it for us. That my parents' entry actually ended up being the video that was submitted to Guinness Book of World Records for that, and that's how we got the title.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that same weekend is actually when the entire plan for that Jeep was hatched. Was that weekend with Keith.
It's all coming together.
Wait, which Jeep are we talking about?
The multicolor
That one you
Yeah.
just saw.
Redneck Mobile.
The blue, red, black, gray, silver one.
Redneck Mobile.
What if something happens and instead of the Bible being the thing that gets through, it's the Guinness Book of World Records? Like that becomes the rest of the future's
like
manual.
it's
They're
like
gonna think Jerry Springer was real.
I mean, depending on what you know, I'm not saying you necessarily believe in Bible, but what I'm trying, but we do know it's like the world manual, basically.
it's
right?
like
What if-
Idiocracy.
Yeah, what if that's going and it's just like all people have is like how long you takes you to,
world's longest fingernails. Bro,
Yeah,
those people were fucking weird.
There's a lot of
We're
apostles in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Also, if the Guinness Book of World Records was the only book that lasted, is that a book of excellence? Because it's the best of the best. Everybody. So is that also like?
I mean,
it's the best of the people who
there's
can
a lot of
shoot
dumb
rubber
shit
bands
in
from
there.
their fingers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the best of.
I need to make sure I get in there for something then.
yeah,
Right.
You'll be worshipped one day apparently if the world goes the way Chillian is talking about. Like,
The world's almost out of here, guys. Drink up. Have another beer.
speaking of another beer, my glass is empty and I'm ready to try this other Rogue beer. If you guys want to crack this open.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Backing up to the whole reason we're here, warm, way better than when I first tried that.
I agree.
Like actually sitting out for a bit, I don't know why, but it's way better. It tastes a lot more of the pumpkin notes and the spice on that.
I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin patch ale.
No.
I'm not
I
either
enjoy it
in general.
I enjoy it. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it though.
Yeah,
like
no.
I wouldn't like.
Unfortunately, no.
And if they use something other than dream pumpkins, maybe. But I don't know what a dream pumpkin is. Still.
But you could cook with this. Look at me. Show you where my forte. I know how to cook. So you could cook.
Oh,
That'd be a good idea.
me too.
There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, I think I got like you guys. But could you cook with this, like the pumpkin one?
Yes.
Like, could you use it
Yeah.
for like a flavoring or something like that? Yeah.
I'd have to think on that. I could see maybe
Deglaze
a few
with
ways.
it?
Yeah. Something. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, like doing. I think it'd be good for like sweet potatoes, like fried
Yep.
sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Yep. Like deglaze with that, and it gives it a little bit of that pumpkin spice.
I was thinking throw it right in the pie. To be real, like screw it.
Ooh.
Right in the pumpkin
Instead
pie.
of water,
Yeah.
using beer.
I like
a
that.
beer pumpkin pie.
Ooh,
Man, that.
you need to have that, Daryl.
For the kitchen?
Let's talk,
Beer pie.
Let's talk to Lois, see if she can make us a beer pumpkin pie.
That's kind of fire.
I would.
You need a beer pumpkin pie in here. That'd be fire.
We're gonna have to come up with a good name for it though.
Yeah,
Just like
most
Jim's Nuts.
I mean, they're not my nuts. We went over that though.
Oh, I got one in my head. I don't know if I want to say it though.
Just say it.
We
What
could
is
call
it,
it
man?
the pumpkin blumpkin. It's a beer pumpkin pie. The blumpkin pie
I don't want to eat anything.
gonna
I
say,
don't want to
you're
eat
not gonna
anything
wanna
called a
eat it, though.
blumpkin.
It's
with a whipped cream topping.
son. You guys need that now. I'm not joking.
All right, everybody in on the pumpkin blumpkin.
You need it now. I'll have it made, but if I have it made, I gotta get my percentage off of it. So
Residuals.
I suggest, Daryl, you get that going in at least the next 2 weeks, or I'm gonna show up randomly with a beer pie.
So if I don't get my kitchen done, you're gonna show up randomly with a beer pie.
We have to see it happen.
Oh man, I guess I'll have to wait.
Licensing board came in. We can't do it.
Daryl's like, how come everything is so easy?
Oh, shit.
All right, so the
Ready
next
to pop
rogue,
this next
yes.
one? Yeah,
I'm
next
ready.
next rogue beer here. This one is the 2020 Santa's Private Reserve Peppermint Bark Milk Stout,
sounds
8.3 ABV.
Now, when they say keep going. I'll ask a question afterwards.
Let's see. Santa's vision for this year's Private Reserve came to him in a candy cane forest where he was busy harvesting peppermint bark to
this
make one of
motherfucker
his
was like,
favorite
"Hell."
treats. He called us and ecstatically blurted out, "Peppermint bark milk stout." He needed not say any more. We got right to work and brewing it up for him. Santa was elated with the results, and we think you will
he
be
makes
happy
the
too.
character voices.
Happy holidays. And it's got a little star on it here that shows, like, malty, chocolatey, sweet, not so bitter
Basically,
roast.
got high, went through a peppermint field, and like, ooh, make a beer with this.
This one's for you, ye Christmas Crusaders, the tireless champions of the holiday season. You who tackle the tinsel, wrangle the wrapping paper, and carol with a fervor that could rival Santa's own. Your days are long, your to-do list longer, but you press on, fueled by the spirit of Yuletide and possibly a pint or two of our finest craft ale. We raise our glass to you, the unsung heroes of December, getting shit done with a festive hat on and a frothy brew in hand. You bring the jingle, we bring the beer. So here's to you, oh Christmas Crusader, making it through the day one sip at a time. Stay frothy, friends.
Ho, 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 peppermint bark, bitch.
I don't think I've ever realized beers having stories on them.
Oh, yeah.
I never
That's
even
interesting.
looked at it and noticed.
Oh, yeah. So on the
interesting.
Untapped,
Wow.
which if you want to make that, we're on Untapped now.
Yes.
So if you go on there, there's a lot of beers that'll have more of an explanation or description of their beer than what's on the bottle or the packaging.
And everything we do on the podcast is under High Gravity Podcast on Untapped.
So like and follow us.
Hey.
And on
See all the
on all
beers.
your podcasts and on the Facebook page too. Because there you can like and share that to everybody and bring more people to this.
I gotta
Urban
say,
experience.
And website coming soon.
Yes.
right out the gate,
Let's hear the pour.
You've had 2 beers. You've had 2 beers, dude.
Oh my goodness! What happened, man? You're spilling
I'm
it all
good. I'm
over.
just rubbing on my jeans. I don't give a shit.
A real man.
I spilled it all over my hand trying to make a fancy pour. Hey, I missed the mic. All right.
Thank you.
This is an interesting. Look at me acting like I know what I'm talking about. Everything you hear out of my mouth is just me trying to like sound like I belong
You're
here.
good.
But
You do belong here.
so interesting. I like how, but I am. It is.
Oh, wow.
It's like it's black.
That
It's like
smells
dark, right?
Oh, it's a stout, yeah. The bottle, like if you smell the bottle, it smells like Christmas sugar cookies. But the beer itself does not smell like Christmas sugar cookies.
It definitely smells sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really
it
sweet to it,
smells
like a
like
peppermint
candy
sweet.
canes
So,
big time.
I don't get a lot of peppermint, but you ever get to like the end of a candy cane where you're not tasting the peppermint, but there's still that kind of sugariness?
Well,
That's what I get in the nose.
I taste that actually. That's fucking awesome.
Oh.
That is like
my
the
God.
best combination of stout and peppermint I think I've ever had. Like
There's a little bit of a chocolate back to it.
very chocolate.
Yeah, you guys are typically having stouts and peppermint to where you can judge this one.
I've had a lot of peppermint. I guess I shouldn't say a lot. I've had several, and usually it's like it's either too much of one way. Either there's no peppermint,
Peppermint's
and
a
it's stout,
very
yeah,
overpowering.
or it's way too
thing.
much.
Yeah.
This is a this honestly to me tastes like a fucking double chocolate cake with peppermint bark
Yeah.
on top.
Yeah.
Which this is I would
Well, it
drink
is
this again.
peppermint bark milk stout. So
Yeah.
it's got
My
lactose
God,
in it.
that's good.
Dude, yeah, seriously, it's like a fucking peppermint chocolate cupcake, man. I'm into that.
Ooh. This is what Santa's getting lit off. This
Dude.
is what this
Apparently,
is.
this is what he made while he was lit.
The story was Santa. This is what Santa made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he brought the peppermint bark to Rogue. Apparently, he went all the way from the North Pole down to fucking Portland to be like, I need stout. I thought Santa only drank Coca-Cola though. I thought that was his thing.
No, well, I mean, it's getting the economy's hitting hard, man. Santa needs a drink.
I mean, yeah.
He need a fucking drink. He had to go all the way to Portland. Was it Portland? He had to
Yeah.
go all the way over
If
there
you
to-
had to deal with just moving shit to kids the one day a year you work, you'd probably want to drink a
Well,
lot.
I heard the elves unionized, so now he's got to pay living wage.
It's
so
a lot.
hard-
He got a
hard
lot going
Santa,
on. It's a lot.
you know?
It's not. Is the North Pole right now? It's not. Santa got a lot going on here.
North Pole's in shambles.
Probably dealing with a lot of water leaks and everything.
thanks,
'cause,
Obama.
So they did it. So anyway, here they did it. They invented a peppermint beer. So here we go. So we got it, guys.
They
I like it.
succeeded. Thank you, Santa. This is
Absolutely.
the gift
Merry
that
fucking
keeps on giving.
Christmas.
This definitely this is you're getting drunk off of a York peppermint patty. That's what this feels like.
Yeah, no joke. No joke. And
I see a mountain full of snow all
It's
of
Yorkish.
a sudden.
I don't. I think that
I like that.
I like this
a
more than a
lot.
York peppermint patty. Even
I
like,
agree, yeah.
Well, it has alcohol in it, of course.
yeah.
It's very. You know what? This tastes like a York peppermint patty. It
For
does.
real.
Like it should. taste.
That's my distinguished review of this drink.
I'm into it. I would drink this
I like
again.
that. That is phenomenal.
I don't know that I'd want to sit down and like have like a full ass pint of it. Oh, maybe
I would.
but not two. I don't think I'd have
Yeah.
two. It's a little bit sweet. I feel like the hangover if I drank a couple of these would
It
be
hurt, man. Probably.
Oh,
What
I
if it's
don't
the
know.
only beer you had left?
then I'd savor the shit out of it. Like, you know what? I'm on a desert island where I've got one beer. Do I get to choose, or is this my only option?
Ooh. Ooh. That's a good one. Do you save it or do you just say fuck it and drink it?
A holiday with every sip.
I like that.
I wonder how it would taste if we mixed it with the pumpkin beer.
Nope, I'll
I'll
pass
do it.
thanks.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck, give me the pumpkin. I'll do it.
Johnny will try it.
You know me. I'll
Some
mix
things are
everything.
not meant to be done.
I don't think it's a good plan, but
Definitely
we're
not a
gonna
good
find
plan.
I'm
out.
sure it's
I
going to
like-
be disgusting.
And I don't care what he says. I'm not trying it.
Right.
No, that's fair.
He looks like a scientist. You should have seen the way he was pouring it, like looking at like it's like
Well, you
that,
gotta get a
neat-
good 50-50
that stock
mix. You
photo of
gotta-
the science lady holding the two vials. Like, oh,
Got to get the good swirl going to mix it.
Interesting.
I wonder why pumpkin pie doesn't have peppermint in it.
Because it's pumpkin.
we're about to find out. We're about to find out. And
The pumpkin way overpowers it.
that's surprising because there's a lot
Yeah.
of peppermint in there.
And that's why I was so careful of that, because I tried to get a 50-50 blend.
Well, now we know. And I don't know. He hasn't said if it's
Maybe
good.
I didn't mix it that well because that one had a little bit of the peppermint, but it was more in the back. It wasn't on the front end of that.
But are y'all drinking this during the holiday? Will you drink that? Like, will you pull this out to have a glass of at your holiday party?
So yeah. I'm really the only kind of drinker at my house. Nobody else really drinks.
I don't drink beer at home.
No?
I drink bourbon.
Yeah, if you don't got to drive anywhere.
I drink beer at the brewery.
Understood.
Bourbon at home.
Understood. I like the way you do it. Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it.
I hate it, and I haven't even tried it.
Hey, you've tried a couple of my mixes, and some of them are good. Not all of them.
And there's still one mix I won't give you either.
I know, and I've been trying.
He wants every
bit of
beer
everything.
in a cup. All 12
little bit of
beers
everything.
from tap.
In one cup.
No.
The most I've gotten was
can't
3,
do it.
and it was an accident.
Why wouldn't you do
That
it?
was an accident.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it other than just he can't have it all? He can't have everything, man.
He doesn't want to, and I will agree and side with him on this. He does not want to ruin.
This is a craft. He wants to ruin my craft.
Yeah.
It's a matter of principle, damn it.
Yeah.
Yes, he
What's
stands
going
by
on?
the principles
He's
of
trying
it.
to spray paint my art.
Ow.
I see. It seems like he wants like
I do. So I do
bit of
weird
each
blends.
pieces of your art, huh?
Yeah, I do weird blends. So did you ever have the toasted coconut that he made?
No, I haven't.
So when he made
good.
that with root beer, out of this world.
That's
Absolutely
a really
phenomenal.
weird combo, though. I never thought of toasted coconut and root beer, but I had a friend that used to drink grape Burnett's vodka mixed with root beer, and he said it tasted like a Tootsie Roll.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
And I'm like, that's kind of weird, though.
Do you have root beer?
Yes, we do.
Fuck yeah.
It's pretty good, though, too.
I love
honestly.
it.
It's
I
all
love
cane
it.
sugar.
Hell yeah.
The
With
real
cane
shit.
sugar?
We
Yeah,
used
he's
to
got
make
a-
our own root beer here, but it just got too expensive.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So the root beer was costing more than my beer to sell. So
How did
I had to make a change.
Dude, it was
Oh, it was
phenomenal.
so
I mean, the root beer they have now is like 9 out of 10, but that stuff
yeah.
was 10 out
That
of 10.
was good,
You know?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
I'm not a
good
big
stuff.
pop drinker,
Any
but I
of
do
the-
like a root beer.
I know. No one told me y'all had root beer last night when I was getting drunk.
There's what is it? Root beer, cola.
is it?
There's
No,
The only
Sprite.
option was beer.
Yeah, I thought that was it. I was like, I would have taken a root beer at some point.
There's regular, like a cola, a diet cola, ginger ale, red pop.
You literally had
root
every
beer,
liquid
lemonade,
in this place.
water, and tea.
None of
if I'm
which you
not
would get except for beer.
mistaken. Oh, and wine.
And wine, man.
Yeah, be thankful you didn't get into that bourbon barrel aged wine they got here. Like
Ooh-wee. Yeah, I got to build my tolerance.
Should
up
we
before I
talk a
come
little
back
bit
here.
about what your buddy Keith brought for us the other night?
I
know you didn't try it. We did. So
Yeah, that stuff's crazy.
I can't remember the name of this. So there is a whiskey that comes from Japan, and after it's brewed, when it's bottled, they bottle it with a pit viper, so a venomous snake that's like gutted and cleaned, and then the snake is actually put into the bottle of whiskey and aged.
To interject there, I looked up a YouTube video of how it was made with Keith when we were back home, and I don't know how it's still on YouTube. I couldn't find the option to report it. But yeah, like they actually put a live viper in a bottle and fill it with alcohol and drown it in alcohol.
That is way now sad and depressing. And
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
want to continue the story.
Like I don't. Now I'm sure that the one you got, a more commercially made brand, is probably not that way.
What's the reason?
So
like, why?
the venom actually leaches into the whiskey because of the alcohol. So when you drink it, you have to be very, very careful because the venom will actually start to paralyze your liver, so it can't process alcohol. So it's like 1 or 2 shots, and you are fucked up.
Man, that's the science behind it.
Yes,
Supposedly.
it's like not legal. You can't buy it here.
So
I
we
assume-
didn't have it.
Of course not. Because that would be an illegal substance that would
Of
not
course,
be.
yeah. Of course, you guys.
You know, like
Just in theory. We're just talking in
yes.
theory.
Understood, of course. But
Yeah,
yes.
Keith tells the story when he was at a
you
bar.
wouldn't know how that tastes at all. You know.
No, surprisingly good.
I can imagine
From
it
what
was
I've
very
heard.
good,
From what
yes.
I've heard, yeah, had a bit of like cinnamon and clove note to it, but it was a very smooth. Again, from what I've read.
what you heard.
From what I've read, yeah.
it's a
From what I've
quick-
read, what I've
it's
heard.
and it's a quick. Basically, you'll get. The
So it
science
depends
is that
how much. Yeah, I didn't hear about the experimentation with volume. So a couple sips, for example, may not have as much of an effect as doing a few shots.
Well, that's
But
why,
it did still when we went and kept drinking afterwards.
Oh my god!
Theoretically.
Dude. Wow, that may have lasted, in theory, a little longer than. So when you're combining that with other alcohols and other things you're drinking, it accentuates the effect. Even though it's not doing much, because you didn't have much of that.
Guys, you remember back when there was like just one beer? Like everybody just had one collectively. Was there just like everyone was just drinking like back in maybe like the Viking days or something, and everybody was drinking shit out of that one mug? Is that everybody just
Depends
had?
where you were from, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was making something
Vikings
different.
had a lot of
Everybody
mead.
makes something different.
They drink
That's
a
right.
lot of mead.
Yeah, they
Which
do.
I like. I love. Do you got mead here?
I do have
I
mead
like
here.
mead. See,
It's in the back. Maybe after we can taste it.
Oh, I'll be on my.
It's
ass.
only 18%.
Oh,
And
that's
you
it? Oh,
didn't
wow.
tell us about that? You
sounds-
son of a
So
bitch.
we found it. We made it over a year ago, and we were going through last week moving the containers, and
I'm
we
literally
found
drilling
mead
it.
sitting there. It's a blueberry mead.
Oh, that's
Crazy.
the best way to find it.
18%.
So it's been sitting there.
for a year.
Aging, yeah.
And it
Mead
is-
does need to age because it's
Min-
minutes.
it's
Like
good, too.
minimum, you want to minimum age it if you're brewing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bare minimum 30 days from when you bottle it to drink it,
Mm-hmm.
but at least a year. It hits its peak drinkability in 5 years.
Understood.
So I've got a 6-gallon batch going at home that's like 3 years old right now.
And mead is
It might be older 'cause they're
mead's made with honey, right?
Yeah, honey one.
We
Yeah,
did a- we
honey
did a-
water yeast.
So we did a whole episode on this that's going to post 2 weeks after the recording date, but you should have already listened to it to be able to talk because when this posts, it will be 2 weeks after that one posted.
Okay.
I didn't follow that.
I
math.
didn't either.
Yeah, no one will.
That made me want, made me think I should have a calendar or something here, write notes or something.
December 3rd, right?
Yeah, so December
There you
3rd,
go. I don't know how I
the
remember
5th
that.
episode of High Gravity was a mead and honey episode. But due to recording time constraints,
And
that
because
will-
we drink too much.
that will have posted before this episode airs, but was recorded before this episode.
Understood. You know what? As a hungover comedian, I think that I was the perfect guest to bring in on your show. I think you want. I think you want a
absolutely.
hungover person reacting to. I do. I think
This
you
is
want.
the dangers of beer.
Yeah, I'm hungover. Like I'm fucked as hungover as you can be, and I'm still up. And I'm still drinking. Everybody, I want to let you guys know.
It's called Hair of the Dog.
But I'm hanging in.
It's not a good beer,
I'm
though.
honestly, I'm proud of you.
I need someone to be proud. I needed that.
You got it.
I needed
You got
that
it.
because I'm really trying.
And again, for those of you who need help with an alcohol problem, feel free to contact somebody.
you know,
I
what?
mean, probably not us. It's not a good idea.
I think this will be a good. I think
we
this is
we can help you find help if you need it. In all seriousness,
I love that. I think this is a good time for a commercial break. I'm playing right.
I forgot we do those. Yeah, let's do it.
Step right up and hear ye this. The tale of the stand-up comic, the wizard of wit, the duke of drollery, and the master of mirth. This isn't any ordinary mortal who simply stands behind a mic and fires off a few jokes. No, this is the person who dares to delve into the awkward, the mundane, the painful, and even the taboo, spinning it all into comedic gold. They're an explorer, navigating the rough seas of social norms and political correctness, and emerge with a treasure trove of laughter. It's an art, a craft, a calling. To the stand-up comic, every heckle is a challenge, every silence a chance to win the crowd. And at the end of the night, when the laughs have subsided and the applause has died down, there's no greater reward than a frosty, refreshing beer. Here's to you, stand-up comic, the gladiator of guffaws, the sovereign of snickers, the ruler of roars. This beer, this moment, is for you. After all, who deserves it more than the person who takes life's lemons and turns them into punchlines?
And then we just keep going because I splice that in later. We're 30-something.
Oh, so we're done.
Yeah.
We just stop it there.
Well, let's round it up. All right, I mean, we could...
You don't
We
close. You
start
don't
to
close
stop.
this. You don't close this boy out.
Oh,
You just turn it on and turn the
I
boy
got it, I got
off.
Kind of.
That is that your engineer? All he needs. All the engineer of this podcast needs to know how to do is press on and off.
Yep.
That's
Pretty
it.
much.
Just-
See, I was going to say,
got a
we
very
can
low
come back.
standards.
Well, we're back. Thanks for listening today. Have a good holiday. And then we could close. Or wait, nope, fuck it. I'm going to keep it all.
is there
I don't care.
some conclusion to us drinking?
This is the conclusion right here. Normally, this is in the still.
Okay.
Well, normally, like, I'll do stuff like conclusion, and then I'll put the outro in.
Okay. So I'll get okay.
There is an outro we have recorded.
Oh, yeah. We've got a
Okay.
whole
You are
intro
already
on
there because
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's intros and outros, and there's commercials that we have already
Do
prepped.
we have room to edit in a better version of myself? Like,
So I only get the mix.
No, because we can't make it any better than you did.
He's a keeper. A beekeeper, everybody. I'm on.
Yes.
It doesn't leave. It doesn't leave. It's in there, baby.
The man can't leave the stage.
Staying, right?
He is the stage.
I am the stage.
And he finally wakes up.
The beer's kicking in, huh?
It might be the beer, but whatever.
If you didn't learn anything today, at least remember this. Beer is the answer that makes everything better.
Can't remember the question, but who cares when you have a cold one in your hand?
Remember, everybody, drink responsibly, drink high gravity.
Most importantly, drink well.
Okay, not the well. Life's too short for bad beer.
Stay frosty, my friends.